Hi everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I'm actually getting ready to have a FaceTime date with my grandma. And if that's not a special occasion to get ready for, I don't know what is. So I'm really excited, and my inspiration for this look is going to be the makeup look Adele had on during her interview with Oprah, which is like a very specific reference, but ever since I watched her interview with Oprah last weekend, I've just been really into that look, and I thought that it would be fun to recreate it in a Shop My Stash Sunday video. And if you are new to my channel, Shop My Stash Sunday is like this new-ish kind of series I've been doing for the last few months. I try to do one once a month in which I recreate a look that I've really enjoyed, whether it's from a celebrity makeup artist, or an influencer. It's just recreating a look that I liked without using any new makeup. So I didn't go out and buy any new products to recreate this look. I'm just kind of trying to use what I have to get a look inspired by that reference. I love Adele's makeup. I love that it's so glamorous and it's matte, but it's just really beautiful. Every time I see her makeup, I'm like, oh. The makeup artist that did her makeup for the performance, and the makeup artist that has been doing her makeup for this latest promo tour that she's doing for her current album is not the makeup artist that did the Lisa Eldridge video from 5 years ago. It's a different makeup artist. His name is Anthony. He's extremely talented. I'm going to put his Instagram in the description box, but he doesn't really divulge any trade secrets, so he doesn't really talk about any products that he uses. It doesn't matter, because we're going to try to get the look, or get a look inspired by that look, with what is already in the collection. So I'm starting out with, it's a special occasion, right? I'm about to have an interview with Oprah, so I'm going to use Sicily Double Tenseur. This is a gorgeous, hydrating, priming product that also has a bit of lifting and firming capabilities. I thought I would revisit an old favorite, Armani Luminous Silk, because this foundation looks incredible in photos, incredible on film. It's a classic. And I probably would wear Luminous Silk if I had an interview with Oprah. You know what I mean? I'm just going to spread it out with my fingers first. I love the smell of Luminous Silk. There's just something so nostalgic about it. I didn't want to use a matte foundation, even though it is quite a matte look, because I can always make things more matte with powder. I don't know, I think Luminous Silk is more Oprah interview friendly. What am I even talking about? I don't even know. This video is going to be casual and chatty. I hope you're having a really nice Sunday. It's a beautiful sunny day out today. And the sky is so blue that I actually had to use these special window coverings. I film mostly natural daylight, and the sky was so blue that it was adding a blue tint to my face on the side where the windows are, so I had to improvise, and I have these crazy window coverings right now to try to diffuse the colors. I use the shade 3.5 in Luminous Silk, by the way. It is the best match for me from that range. I'm going to conceal, and I'm using Lancome Tanti Doll Ultra Concealer. I'm using the shade 215. And I'm also going to add a little bit of Pat McGrath concealer, because the Pat McGrath concealer has more coverage, but it's a bit too peachy for me right now. And together, I'm just using them to add coverage to the center of my face and to give me that more perfected look. My grandma is so funny. Last time I had talked to her, she mentioned how she bought this blouse that she really loved. She bought it last year, and because of the pandemic, she never got to wear it. And she was describing this blouse, and I told her, I was like, hey, why don't you wear it for our next FaceTime date? I want to see your blouse and that will give you an occasion to wear it. It was like, hey, let's get dressed up, let's get ready and have a FaceTime date, and you can wear your new blouse. And if you are so lucky to have your grandma in your life, highly recommend. I mean, if you can go see her in person, even better. But if not, having a little phone call, FaceTime date, I think would truly make their day and yours. So I am going to take a little bit of my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer and just go over those couple of areas where my post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation is hanging out. I really want to do another Clear and Brilliant session because I really liked my results from it. I had a Clear and Brilliant laser. It's a few months ago now. It was in the spring, and I really enjoyed it. It's a non-ablative laser, so it's not going to melt your face off. The recovery was quite gentle. You know, you can go back to work the next day. Nobody's gonna think you look crazy or anything. You can, up close, you'll be able to see, like, you just kind of look sunburnt, and the skin texture kind of feels like sandpaper, but you can put makeup on top, and it wasn't painful at all, and the results were quite nice. It just kind of felt like it's a good, subtle, like, cleanup laser. It helped, helped get rid of help lighten some pigmentation for me. It really helped refine some fine lines. It helped refine my skin texture, and it's a nice, more conservative option if you're like me and you're afraid of the more heavy-duty lasers. I mean, obviously that means you would need maybe more sessions in order to see results, or if you want really dramatic results, it might not be the thing for you. But if you just want like a light little pick-me-up, a light little resurfacing, I'm a fan of Clear and Brilliant. I think I'm happy with the results I got from it. That's the beauty of technology. There are so many options right now. There's also a laser called Moxie. When I had a consultation, that was recommended for me. That one is a little bit stronger than Clear and Brilliant, but not quite as strong as something like Halo. And these are all lasers that are good for treating hyperpigmentation. So depending on the severity of your hyperpigmentation, the type of hyperpigmentation you have, they will kind of recommend one of those modalities. So Moxie is supposed to be a really good fit for the type of pigmentation that I have. Most of my pigmentation is from acne. I'm going to set my under eyes first. I'm using my trusty Pat McGrath. I find that it's quite a good value product because I've been using it for a while and it's still kicking. I use the shade Light, by the way, and I love to use the Wayne Goss airbrush. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD, the matte powder. And this powder, I've had it for a couple of months now, and it's a great matte powder. I bought it because Andrea Ali talked about it, and I was just so oily this summer. I wanted to try something a bit more intense. And this is a really good powder, especially if you want a nice I mean, you can sheer it out even when I'm wearing a tinted moisturizer. I recently did an updated everyday foundation routine video. So when I use my tinted moisturizer and just a little bit of concealer and just set everything with this powder, I can get the most amazing, long wearing, but lightweight, fresh base. I just kind of keep the powder just to my T-zone where I tend to get oily. But if I want a more perfected matte look, I can just apply this everywhere with a larger brush, and it sets everything, but it's not super cakey, it's not super thick, it's still quite weightless. I have this in the shade 2.0 Banana. For bronzer, she did have quite a strong bronzer contour, and I love the rest in peace Marc Jacobs bronzer, the Tantastic shade. I love it for that contoured bronze look because this kind of does both for me. And this brush is amazing. It is amazing. It's a giant bronzer brush. It's by Refer. You can get it at a discount now in their Black Friday sale. So I'm going to have a link to it in the description box. it's awesome. It's like a dupe of the Tom Ford brush, which is, I think it's double the price. So if you were like me and you were always lusting for that Tom Ford bronzer brush, this is a very worthy alternative. It's still expensive, but it's not as expensive as the Tom Ford. The quality's still phenomenal, and this is brush number 22. And it's super, super dense, and it just blends out bronzer like a dream. And if you are a bronzer lover like me, you will love. The blush was quite neutral, and again, very much a sculpting blush, and obviously Burberry Earthy is going to be the one to get the job done for this look. I'm not sure what blush she had on, but it definitely had a very sculpted, slightly mauvey quality to it, and I think that Burberry Earthy is the closest blush that I have that will give that kind of vibe, and it's not shimmery. I'm going pretty heavy-handed with this because she had quite a strong cheek look. She had a lot of really beautiful mauvey tones on the eyes. Those are tones that I usually really love. So this is what I chose to help recreate that look. I have the Lise Watier eyeshadow in the shade Loafer. This is such an amazing mauvey toned eyeshadow. It's really, really beautiful. The formula is incredible. And Lise Watier is a Canadian makeup brand. You can find them at Shoppers. And if you're in the United States, you can buy their eyeshadows from their website. They ship to the United States. And this is the Clé de Peau Baby Universe quad. This is such a special quad to me. This is, actually used this on my wedding day. It was like my favorite eyeshadow quad for so long. Then I kind of veered off the path and got more into warm browns and stuff like that, but this is still one of my most favorite, most treasured makeup products that I have. If I need a little bit more of that like dusty mauve, I'm thinking this color here from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, this might be good to kind of throw in there too. It's called Buon Fresco. So that's what I'm going to be playing with. Let's start off with this color here just to get like a nice little base going. And then with the same brush, I'm using the Lise Watier Loafer color and applying it all over the lid, but I'm starting the application in the crease and then just softly blending it out from there. Then I'm taking this gorgeous mauvey color as well with a smaller brush, and I'm using it to intensify the crease a bit. So I'm just like dusting it on the outer corner and then in the crease. Clé de Peau eyeshadows, I mean, this quad is just phenomenal. It is so easy to work with. It's a dream. I'm going to take the same eyeshadow and I'm applying it on my lower lash line as well. Get just that extra kiss of mauve to seal it all in. I'm going to dip into that Buon Fresco shade from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette and just kind of sweep over things just very gently, and then going back in with the Loafer shade from Lise Watier and then kind of doing the same thing but more on the eyelid. The inner corner, I'm going to take this Vermeer color right in the inner corner with it. It's been a while since I've used my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Do you guys still have your Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette? Do you remember when it was like the palette that broke the internet? Do you have it? Do you still love it? Do you still use it? Do you hang on to it for nostalgic reasons? Did you get rid of it? Did you use it up? Let me know. I'm just doing my eyebrows really quickly. I'm putting some taupe eyeshadow through them. Then going in with my Kosas Airbrow to give me a bit of hold, and a little bit more volume. And now we're going to throw a coin in the Trevi fountain. We're going to say a prayer. We're going to light a candle because I'm going to try to do liquid liner. Let's get on with it. I have some Q-tips at the ready for cleanup. And apparently her favorite eyeliner is by Pat McGrath. I've never tried the Pat McGrath liquid liner, but now I would love to try it. And I have ordered a Tom Ford eye defining pen. That's my favorite liquid liner, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm going to try to make do with my old, this is an old Burberry cat eyes liquid liner. Quite black and intense, and it has a brush tip, which I prefer because it makes things a lot easier for me. And slowly do it. So I just kind of go over the folds. If you've never watched Katie Jane Hughes' tutorial on how to do liquid liner for hooded eyelids, definitely check it out because that's the method that I use. And it's a lot easier, but it definitely takes practice. The more often I do it, the more often I try to do it, the better I get at it. And I think this eyeliner is dying. I do have a backup liner. That I might need to use, but the hardest part for me is just getting that initial wing, and then building is easier. And also my eyes are not the same, so getting them to match, now that's the trick. Take a little Q-tip just to clean up the edges a little bit. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. I feel like this is pretty good for a novice. I'm going to just add a little bit more eyeshadow to my lower lash line. For lashes, I'm just going to give them a good curl, and then I'm combining like a lengthening separating mascara with a volumizing mascara. For lips, I loved her lip combo. Her makeup artist is a KVD Beauty ambassador, so I'm really wondering if it looked like a matte liquid lip of some sort. But there was this taupey brown, pretty significant liner, and then it was more of like a petal pink in the middle. So I'm using Makeup Forever Endless Cacao liner. You could also use an eyebrow pencil or MAC Stone lip liner. The only kind of dusky pink that's matte that I have is this NARS Unrestricted Matte Tinted Balm. I'm gonna have to mix it with something else, but this is the finished look. I think the lip is a bit too cool toned, maybe. Oh, Pillow Talk. Should I try Pillow Talk? Is that better? Maybe. I think this is better. Lip combination, just throw what you can at it, and I'm sure you'll nail it too. And this is the finished look. I love the way it turned out. I feel like a glamorous 60s lady, and I am ready for my Oprah interview. Can't wait to call my grandma. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope I inspired you to play around with makeup today if you have the time, and play with what you have, see what you have in your collection, get reacquainted with some old favorites maybe, or play around with some of your go-tos in a new way. I've been so filled with love and with gratitude, especially for my grandma, and I'm just so happy to still have her and to have a relationship with her. So I'll keep in touch with you in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Sending you lots of love today, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.